Welcome to the Women in Leadership Body, Soul, Mind, and Business podcast. I'm Charlie.
And I'm Heather. And together we are working to connect women in leadership and business to build relationships and empower each other, improving the health and wellness of our community, body, soul, and mind, sharing the heart and soul of who we are and what we do.
And today we have a very special coming to you that we feel really led to talk about, and that is the subject of losing weight. Both Heather and I have lost over 170 pounds each, and I have been able to maintain that weight loss for going on 6 years.
That's so incredible.
And you're still fairly new at this weight loss journey. Like
I'm on a new leg for me. Like I still would like to get some more off. And but I've been at this point where I've been getting strong since I had surgery last September, and I'm just so much more active now. Yeah, and that is so amazing.
Yeah, and I'm at a place where I just feel good about the skin I'm in. I am accepting of the things that make my body look different, quote unquote, than the quote unquote expectation.
Right.
You know, the things that make my body different. I'm not in my 20s anymore. I am almost double that now, right?
I didn't know we were dropping the ages here.
Right? And
I'm older than that, in case you were wondering.
There's things about myself that I have learned to accept because they tell the story of my life.
Yes.
You know, every gray hair that I have. I've decided in the last year not to dye my hair anymore. And so I'm letting it grow and I'm letting it change color naturally. And I feel like that's really good. But in that journey of accepting myself in the very beginning, about 7-8 years ago now, when I first started my weight loss journey, I was almost 400 pounds. And there was a lot of things about my body that changed that I thought was weird. And I come to find out that when you lose a significant amount of weight, there's things that you notice that are different. You know, a lot of people refer to them as non-scale victories, but there is some weird stuff that I think you guys should be at least aware of.
So you don't feel crazy?
Right.
Because sometimes when we're doing this journey, right, we are really focused on what we're doing. We're not, talking to our friends about it, because if we talk about it, then we're going to get distracted. We're really got like our head down and we're focused. And so we may not be aware that some of these things that we're experiencing are things that other people also experience.
Right. And we came across this as, that this happened to you too. Yes, and just in conversation. So
and it's come up a lot because we've been talking, I've been hearing a lot of talk about body positivity and loving the skin you're in and loving yourself where you're at and what's going on with your body. And I was like, and I was also thinking about, like, there's this point when I'm skinny that I'm all of a sudden supposed to like my body? Like,
no, it's not magic.
Yeah, that's not a thing. There's not like I'm gonna flip on the switch, right? I gotta love my body the way it is right now. And when I do that, then I can meet it where it is, and we're real with each other. And then I give myself grace when I need to change plans, or I give myself grace to go for that extra walk because I can, right? Like, it goes both ways, with your body.
It really does. And it is an ebb and flow. And some of the things we wanted to talk about today is like the weird things that you don't think about. And the first one of those things is that when you lose a lot of weight, you are cold all the time.
All the time.
All the time. Okay, think of it this way. When you lose a significant amount of weight, I would say a significant amount of weight is like 20 pounds or more, right? And for some people, it might be 5.
Yeah, it
right?
really depends
It
on
depends on you.
how much percentage of your body you're losing, not the pounds.
Yeah.
So if you lose more than 1% or 2% of your body weight,
You might notice some
you
difference.
have a different level of insulation on your body.
Yeah. So you lose that insulation when you lose weight, because let's be honest, fat is insulation, right?
Yeah.
That's how polar bears stay warm in the winter, right?
Right.
Well, when you lose that fat in your own body, you know, that temperature difference, you feel cold all the time because it's like taking your coat off.
Yes. So you no longer have one of your layers,
You
right?
no longer
Because
have
here in the Pacific Northwest, we layer up,
Uh-huh.
you know, because it's going to be freezing cold in the morning.
Mhm.
It might rain.
Mhm.
The sun will probably come out,
Mhm.
and like now it's summer, it's going to get really, really hot, and then the temperature is going to drop.
Yeah.
So you have to have like Washingtonians are very good at layers.
Uh-huh.
That's I think why we see the socks with the sandals.
Mhm. And the first couple of years after losing that significant amount of weight, I still had to wear socks and shoes and long pants in the summertime when it was warm out because I was still cold.
Right.
So that's not necessarily unusual. I did talk to my doctor about it. They said, well, you lost a lot of weight, you lost some insulation. So, and it took a couple of years for my body to restabilize to the new normal.
Because now you're totally comfortable in your tank tops and
Right.
shorts and the
Right. I'm wearing
hot.
shorts right now.
Yeah.
And I'm perfectly fine. And I don't have to keep socks on all the time, which is fabulous because I don't like socks.
It's fabulous, right?
You love socks, and I don't like wearing socks.
I love socks to be fun, but there is the tactile of
Mhm.
not wearing socks.
Mhm.
And I need to wear socks because I need to wear good shoes.
Mhm.
So you gotta, you know, so
It's a thing.
it's a thing.
Yeah.
So I would say the next thing that we should talk about is sagging. And this was really affected me when I initially lost some weight. I had abdominal hernias, and as I lost weight, my belly fold actually got longer,
Mhm.
and to the point that it was down to my knees.
Mhm.
Because and I had this lady tell me once, just like, this is something no one's going to tell you, but everything goes south, just like if you were getting older after weight loss, like this sagging. And I really experienced that because I was having trouble walking
Mhm.
because my belly ended up heavy. And then I had to go to the doctors and we had to do interventions surgically
To fix the belly flap.
so that
From
I
being
could,
overweight.
yeah, to fix some of the things that I've already, met,
Mhm.
things that have already happened in my body. So I have cool scars from that, and I think they're cool. Like
Mhm.
I love all my
It
scars.
tells your journey.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
some of my scars are gone. So
Mhm.
I really am like, these are my scars. You don't get to take them now.
Well, and when you really think about it, think of your skin is like elastic, right? It's got this stuff called elastin in it. And then when you gain weight, your skin and everything grows and stretches out, and you also get stretch marks and things like that. And when you lose weight, it shrinks back up. It's like deflating a balloon, right?
Right.
So then you end up with these stretch marks, these wrinkles, the loose sagging skin, and things like that. And I find that within my own body, I actually, for losing so much weight, I have really good skin, but I also make
I
sure
thought
I
it
stay
would be a
hydrated.
lot worse.
You stay hydrated.
Yeah, I really, really thought it would be way worse.
Mhm.
But it's interesting when you're learning about how much hydration your body needs,
Mhm.
paying attention to that,
Mhm.
and just being on top of your own hydration, how much it
And
affects.
your vitamins and minerals and stuff to work with the elastin in your skin.
I'm always working on trace elements.
Yeah.
I talk like that. I'm putting this in here because it's good for me, and I'm going to put this in.
So hydration will help with that. Like it's really cool because it keeps the skin and
Our
everything
bodies are
hydrated.
cool.
Right. And okay, I'm going to use this example. When I got pregnant with my first child, right? And I got really pregnant. And when baby dropped, the stretch marks and everything along my pubic bone itched like crazy. Okay, if you've ever experienced that, stretching itchy skin, you kind of get the reverse of that when you lose weight.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And it doesn't last forever.
Right.
But as your skin's going back, shrinking back down, it's readjusting.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be itchy. We've had weird rashes.
Yes.
We have had like sweat and things. Like it just, your skin is different. And staying hydrated is the best thing you can do for your body, whether you're losing weight or not.
Right. And not only staying hydrated, but into that flush mode too, because your fat holds a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where we get the rashes from. Like, so the more like I had a doctor look at me like I was crazy when I was like, I'm drinking enough water to make myself flush so that I can flush this stuff out. You guys are asking me why I'm losing weight. I'm telling you what's actually working, and they just think I'm crazy. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
So I understand dealing with doctors, but I do always ask. Like, I like that you asked your doctor about the cold, because you don't want it to be like a sign or symptom of something failing, because they don't tell you that too. Like, if you do a really good job, like say you really change your eating and then you just go back, that causes harm to your system. And I've seen people have, that's when their gallbladders will kick out. Or
it's a shock to the system. Anytime you put a major shock to your system, it can cause some effects. So making sure that you're listening to your body and you're aware of how your body's functioning and things like that will have an effect on how you feel in the long run. And if you're losing weight and you're having this weird reaction, absolutely go talk to your doctor about it. Like, is this normal? Make sure it's not something more serious.
So always talk to your doctor, but you also be aware, of these things, right?
Nope.
Oh, this one's funny. Oh, I was skipped to this
okay,
one.
we're gonna go.
Let's do a funny one first.
Okay, cool.
I noticed I was always sitting on the edge of my chair.
Yeah.
I was like, why am I like, I was sitting and my dog can lay behind me. Like, that's how much spatial difference I was having.
Yeah. You sit in your chair differently. It's like your spatial awareness of your body changes
drastically.
So you'll notice things like you're sitting up in your chair when you don't have to. You can actually sit back.
What is this relax in my chair
sitting in a chair used to feel like your feet on the floor, right? And your back is up against the seat. Well, when you lose weight, you don't have as much back and butt to take up that space.
You actually lose inches on the back side of your body too.
Yes. And across the shoulders, across the whole back.
And the other one is like sorting papers or something, where you might lean it against your belly or put it on your lap. Like this.
So anything that you're used to, a laundry basket, holding a laundry basket, right? We all carry things up against our stomach and hips, very much like we carry children. Well, that changes when you lose weight, and you end up dropping things.
After I had my belly surgery, I was used to like lifting that and like grabbing the side of my belly to lift it to go potty, like to clean myself. I punched myself in my hoo-ha. Because I went to lift my belly and there was no belly to lift. Just punched myself.
Oh my God.
So, weird things.
That's spatial awareness.
Spatial awareness. Like, what the heck?
Okay, when you get out of your car at a parking lot
Oh gosh.
you know, somebody parks close and you're like, oh, I don't know if I can get out. I'm gonna have to like find a different spot.
I'm gonna have to climb across the seat. I don't think I can do that. What am I gonna do? And then
you find out you can get in no problem.
and then you're like, I'm doing circles. What's happening here?
Right?
It's a very strange feeling. And having somebody that will challenge that is always cool.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like somebody that'll be like, oh, I bet you can fit. Give it a try.
Uh-huh.
Little encouragement.
Right.
Give it a try.
Right. Which I think leads us right into the next piece is your relationship or no, how to shop for clothes. Okay. Your spatial awareness of your body is different. Your body changes shape everywhere.
Then, like
when you lose weight.
You look at like a piece of clothing and you're like, does that fit me? Like you're like, I don't understand how this gets on me and then falls off.
Like I thought this would be too small. Instead, I'm swimming in it.
Like, what
weird.
Happened?
We look at sizes in a term of like numbers and we forget where we are versus where we used to be.
Right.
And then when we look at ourselves, and this kind of goes into another piece, is we see ourselves how we used to be more than how we currently are.
Well, let's face it, a lot of us don't have mirrors.
Yeah.
So what we have is like the image of ourselves in our head. Mm-hmm. So we don't have that.
Or we have mirrors that are here.
Yeah, like
right.
Maybe like
chest and up, like your bathroom mirror, you don't see your whole body.
And I don't know about you, but I get in, get out, like, you know,
you don't even pay
I'm not
attention
like
to the mirror.
You know, you like keep your head down. I'm like, you know, you don't look at yourself. Mm-hmm. And I think that's been a big change for me is to take the time to take a look at myself. Mm-hmm.
You even have a whole floor to ceiling.
I do.
Like a whole full body mirror now.
Yes, I'm working on that because I'm working on that. Like I can see where I am and like how far I've come and like how proud of myself I am. Right.
Mm-hmm. I've seen this challenge done where you sit in front of the mirror naked, or you stand in front of the mirror naked with a dry erase marker or Sharpie or whatever, because it comes off of the mirror, right, when you wash it, and you write down words of affirmation about yourself and about your body. Ooh. On the mirror. So every time you look in that mirror, that's what you see.
That's cool.
And so I think that's a really cool practice for you guys to practice that body positivity and looking at your whole body in the mirror.
Right.
You know, find a mirror where you can see everything from head to toe. Or place a mirror in such a way that you can, you know,
like angle it, or you know, like if you don't have a full one. Mm-hmm. Because I ordered one, it came to my door, which was fabulous, and it wasn't very expensive,
right?
Like to get a full mirror, because I want to be, and I'm going to be healthy enough to belly dance again, like. So you know, you got to see what you're doing,
right? Yeah. Right.
I can't tell if my hips are doing this or doing this.
And touch the different parts of your body and tell yourself that you're beautiful. That I like my shoulders because they're strong. I like my chest because it fed my babies. I like my belly because it carried my babies. I like my butt because it's got a cushion to it, which by the way, if you lose weight, oh my gosh, your little sit bones will hurt as you get used to that.
Like sit down on the floor and you're like, ow.
There's less padding there, so be careful. Okay. And just tell your whole body how much you appreciate it. I appreciate my legs because they're strong and they carry me everywhere. You know, I appreciate my arms because I'm able to hold the ones that I love. Just head to toe appreciation, touching the different parts of your body, because not only is it therapeutic for you to have physical contact with other people, you know, hugs and handshakes and things like that, that physical reassurance.
Yes.
But it's just as important to do that for yourself.
Yeah.
So.
And it's such a gift you can give yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were talking about hooking your thumbs across your chest, and then you can basically simulate a hug by rocking your hands back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Okay.
Very cool.
So
okay.
hippopotamus.
Back to shopping for clothes. Okay. Your body size and shape changes as you lose weight. Clothes look weird. You have to sometimes you have to find clothes in a totally different style than you're used to wearing, and that can be scary because it's like your clothes are like part of your identity.
Oh, and there's choice.
Yeah, there's more options.
There's like choice. I'm overwhelmed by the choice.
Any other big girls just buy the stuff that would fit them because that was what would fit them?
Yeah.
No matter what color or style it was.
I'd make a lot of clothes at one point because I was a different shape than anybody.
Yeah. Yeah. And unfortunately, a lot of big girl clothes are
Granny
not
clothes.
Great style. Yeah, granny clothes. It's like styles your grandma or your mom would wear. They're not necessarily
when we were 5
styles. Yeah.
like, and some of the same patterns and prints and fabrics. I think they're working on it.
They are working on it. I love Torrid for that reason.
Yeah.
Torrid carries a lot of the more modern styles of clothes for curvy women, and there's a lot more body positive brands and things available.
I saw
now
a gal with some great shorts on when we were at the zoo. I'm like, where did you find those? Because she was curvy. I was like, and they fit her. I was like, those are awesome. They looked so comfortable. It was like no chub rub going on. The whole thing's where you want them, right? And she's like, Torrid. I'm like, of course. That would be where the cool clothes are.
Right. And the good bras.
Right.
I find their sports bras are my favorite because they're just comfortable and they hold things and
they have room for more than a bee.
Yeah. And they're actually built for curvy women, so like they're supportive, like
in the right places
for us curvy girls, especially with the arm stuff. Anyway,
right, because we get this roll here, and sometimes that like sneaks out of shirts and stuff if your shirt's not the right size. So it's always nice if you're self-conscious of that to have a friend that will tell you, hey,
your stuff's hanging out.
Yeah.
And then other weird body changes and things that happen is your cycle's gonna change. It might become infrequent. It might change.
It depends on what your body stored in the fats.
Yeah.
So if you have more of those hormones that would slow down in your body, then this is how I understand it. And I think this is how I got into premenopause so early, was just like losing so much weight. We release so many of those hormones and toxins into my system. And so it just kind of shuts down that area. So being aware of that as a thing, and if you're losing weight because you want to have a baby, then that's something you want to talk to your doctors about, right?
Absolutely.
Like making sure your nutrition's up. I mean, I think that the nutrition will become utmost importance at that point.
Well, yeah. I mean, not only, if you're looking to become pregnant, then nutrition's going to be number one anyway, because not only are you trying to take better care of your health for you, but you're also trying to take better care of your health for your child.
Right.
And that's one of those ripple effects that I've gotten from losing weight is my stamina to do things with my kids. I can play with my kids again. I don't hurt as much as I used to.
I think I didn't realize how much I wasn't moving. And then you just kind of fall in love with being able to move again.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, I can do this. I can do that. And all of a sudden you're telling yourself, yay, I can. And then you're your own cheerleader because you're like, yes.
Now, when you think about okay, let's say you want to lose 30 pounds and you're like, oh, 30 pounds isn't that much. Well, next time you go to the grocery store, go pick up 30 pounds of cheese. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's and look at it. Like, because this cheese and fat kind of have the same.
I've seen the challenges where people will
Density.
go pick up like how many turkeys that
Uh-huh.
they've lost.
Yeah.
Like, and think about that. Like that used to be on your body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's where we're learning to change that language too. We didn't lose it. We don't want to find it again.
Right.
We've shed it.
We're
letting it go.
So change that language around that weight loss, either weight shedding.
And always with like weight loss, there's going to be plateaus where your body is adjusting, especially when we have the larger amounts and we are getting those floods of different hormones and things from our fat cells. It creates a plateau. So that's when you don't want to look at the scale. You want to see, like, did my pants fit different? Do I have more energy? Did I go for 5 more miles on my walk? You know, like,
did you lose 2 inches around your waist?
Yeah.
You know, because and that's why non-scale victories are just as important as the numbers. I would say non-scale victories are even
did you
more
get
important.
like really good lab results at the doctors?
Yes.
Those are best, because that's the internal changes you can't see on the
Yeah.
outside, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So your organs on the inside are healing too. Like there's all this cool stuff that's happening.
My labs have been so good the last few years.
Oh,
it's so nice.
Yay.
They were not super awesome before, but they are doing much better. But give yourself a little grace. It's gonna ebb and flow a little bit, okay? You're not gonna be 100% on track all the time. That's okay.
And it's not do this one time and go back to the way things were. You're making life sustaining changes.
Yes.
So like take one thing and create a new habit around it. Great, the awareness. Like always the awareness. We start with awareness. So if it's something you want to pay attention to, just start with awareness.
And that's just where everything begins.
Yeah, it is. And then we're putting our attention in good places. It's so good.
Speaking of great places to put your attention, as a community, we believe that giving back to the community in a way that is near and dear to our hearts is number one. And this quarter's cause of the quarter is the Tears Foundation, which is an amazing nonprofit. Take it away, Heather.
So they support families when they have lost a small child. So that's never an expected loss. So they help families with those financial burdens. They also provide bereavement counseling and help after. And they also help other countries. I was gonna say country. Is that the right word? Okay. I was like, am I in the right world? World. Because they help other places in the world learn how to take care of newborn babies. Yes. So that we can have less infant loss and more education in the world. So it's really, really cool. And then in addition to that, through mid-August, one of our very special guests is offering an amazing donation. Every time one of her books sells between now and mid-August, she'll make a donation to our cause of the quarter. So you just hit that link and purchase her lovely book, which is a great gift for someone who has lost someone, or if you are struggling, like, how do I help someone who's lost? They're just wonderful stories of women who have gone through this, because 1 in 3 of us have gone through it.
Yeah.
So somebody that's dealt with this, and being aware of what are they going through is a gift you can give them too. So it's a gift either way.
Absolutely.
So maybe buy 2 copies.
And coming up at the end of October is their 25th anniversary gala, and it's 20s themed. It's going to be super fun. If you are interested in getting a seat at the gala, please shoot me a message. And
if you have a donation
if you
for
have a
a gala
donation.
auction item, let us know. We'll get that over there too.
Yeah, and I will come pick it up myself.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So thank you all for joining us today on the Women in Leadership Body, Soul, Mind, and Business podcast. Check out all the information on our website at www.womeninleadershipbsmb.com. Thank you for joining us. Namaste.
Namaste. Mwah.